Oh no! Jill didn't get the baby Jesus. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our daily get together live here on Facebook every day of the week, 10:30 in the morning, where we examine headlines. Oh God, headlines. Headlines, comments, suggestions, topics, ideas on um, how to see. That's the thing. I couldn't fault absolutely anyone this morning for being slightly distracted after the day that we had yesterday. Let's start again. This is Coffee and Headlines. Today we are going to do what we always do. We are going to look at headlines, comments, suggestions, topics, ideas on how to stay sane, how to stay healthy, how to stay happy, how to stay connected in Puerto Vallarta, which is the city where we live as a community of English-speaking locals. But again, it would be next to impossible to move forward without acknowledging what happened yesterday in the United States, something that had not happened since 1814 when the British forces burned the US Capitol. All I can say is that we're going to continue focusing with what we know how to do best, which is connecting with each other, connecting with the destination, and connecting with ourselves. So I have some good headlines today so we can continue to find ways to heal and better take care of ourselves in 2021. Luna, not a good time to play with the box. Let me first answer a quick question, Michael. How was the doctor? Well, I know that we are fighting for him, Michael, because you agreed with me in that he was uber handsome. I had every intention to walk into Dr. Rodrigo's office yesterday, and was fairly convinced that he was going to look at me and he was going to go gaboing and be totally stunned by my beauty, and he was going to be proposing marriage and so forth and so on. But I got to the doctor's office, and good Dr. Rodrigo got COVID yesterday, and he canceled my appointment. Here's a good reason why medical professionals should be getting the vaccine before anybody else. So his staff was really, really kind in trying to find me an appointment with another doctor, gave me a couple of phone numbers, but getting an appointment in Puerto Vallarta with an eye doctor these days is far more complicated than trying to find Jim Carrey in your Rosca de Reyes. Imagine baby Jim Carrey. So I was given a couple of numbers. I was on standby all afternoon yesterday trying to get another appointment with another doctor, but I couldn't because all doctors are busy or are out or what do I know. So I ended up having to cancel my Rosca de Reyes appointment with a friend. So I am still without a clarity on my eye. I didn't get to cut the Rosca. I don't know if I would have gotten a baby Jesus or a baby Yoda. And then the news went to pot. So yesterday was one of those days. But the good news is that kindness came forth from the most unexpected and loving places. And I know that I will have some clarity about my eye this afternoon. I will keep you posted. Thank you all for asking. And also, thank you for your reports on the Rosca de Reyes. I see that at least one person told us that she didn't get the baby Jesus, Jill. Thank you very much again for chiming in. I hope some of the people got the baby Jesus because, again, as I promised, we're going to be looking at I'm going to be talking to a couple of tamales connoisseurs so that we can find out where and how we can find the best tamales in the city. So, let me take a quick look at who's here with us this morning. So very happy to see you all as always. Um, and boom, ba bum, 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 bum. Oh, thank you so much, Dan. I enjoyed yesterday's walking tour for a couple of reasons. First of all, because when you walk around your neighborhood and you enter places and they say hello to you by name, it is such a nice way to feel like you belong. I remember when I used to live in Boston and I used to spend enough time in Provincetown that I would walk into shops and occasionally people would remember my name. Not that I was anything special or anyone special, but it gives you a sense of belonging. So yesterday, when we were looking at the walking tour, I felt how nice it is that we can walk in certain parts of our community and say hello to people that we know. So I hope that everybody else enjoyed the tour as much as I did, and I hope more people will come to Versailles and enjoy uh, our wonderful restaurant scene down here. Judy, we will try our best to make the day bright today. I will have some headlines to share with the community in a little while. Joe, your question is so very timely. The beautiful thing is that tamales can be found everywhere. There is not such a thing, I think, as to where you can find the best tamales. But what I think is important is what to look for on a good tamal, what to look for on the texture, the consistency, the way they're served, presented, and so forth and so on. And I will be doing some research for you and for me and for everybody else. Thank you very much for your question. Let's see what else we have. Enrique, buenos dias. Enrique, Los Angeles is in the house. Los Angeles, LA. I hope you guys are doing okay. Bronica also chimes in. Again, we're gonna try to move on. Uh, ah. Thank you very much for your support, Karen. I really appreciate that. This is your show as much as it is Luna's show and everybody else's show. This is our opportunity to find community. And I'm always eager to hear your comments and your suggestions as to how we can better accomplish that. Um, oh my God. Well, we have an issue, Karen, because the box bed is over there next to the door, and yesterday we put it over here, which is where the Luna cam is. And then I realized, okay, so we have some loyalty issues. Is Luna preferring to be on the box over there or on her soft little Mexican blanket over here? I'm not so sure. I have put the box over there again, and I am concerned that she may have some loyalty issues. But the good thing is that at night, she always comes and sleeps with me on the bed um, when it's time to go to bed. So we'll keep researching this issue with Luna. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely awful for the doctor getting COVID. I hope he doesn't get any of the bad COVID cases. And I think to myself, my God, had he given me an appointment on the same day that I asked for it, I could possibly have symptoms for COVID in a couple of days. So I don't know. These things make me feel so nervous, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Um, Hello, Momo. No, long time no see. It's great to see you. Let's see what else. What else? What else? Clarity about my clarity. Yeah, there was a pun stuck in there. It wasn't there. Let's see. Let's see. We're not going to have the shit show again, I hope. I hope we don't have the shit show again in the near future, Alan, because it is, as much as it is important to stay in course with what we're trying to do, it is really time consuming and exhausting to deal with negative energy for yours truly and for everybody. So moving forward, and I think we've been trying to do this all along, is we're trying to find creative, effective ways to get rid of negative energy without it bringing us to the edge of tears or getting stressed out or developing a drinking problem like I have. I'm not meaning that seriously. Not seriously. Let's see. Thank you very much, Steve. Paula Restaurante on Honduras, a block up from Colombia, has amazing tamales. I will definitely look into that. Um, Michael, you would love the torta place that we talked about yesterday. The guy, the owner, is super nice. They're from Mexico City. And I lived in Mexico City through my teenage years from age 10 to age 18. So I know a good Mexico City torta when I taste one. And these are great. And because of the way tortas are designed, torta is like the perfect picnic food because you have your bread, you have the stuff, the chingaderas inside of the bread, and then it gets closed, and then it gets wrapped, and the bread doesn't get soggy after a couple of hours of having been on the car to get somewhere. So I think tortas are like the perfect picnic food. Let's see what else we have. Uh, oh no! Oh no! I'm sorry that nobody wanted to participate in the baby Jesus business. It is so traditional. It is so traditional, and no worries, Sean. You did not miss pickle Paco today, but we're gonna have something better than pickle Paco today. I promise. Um, no worries, Michael. You don't need to be concerned about confusing Luna. It is all good. Let's see. Close call with the eye doctor. Well, that is the reality of our times, Kelly. I mean, for all we know, we can be walking out on the street being perfectly protected, and one never knows what the odds are. But that said, we never knew what the odds are before COVID of walking down the street and somebody pickpocketing or a careless driver running us over. So I mean, it's part of life. I mean, I could walk out today and a meteor shower could just obliterate me. Let us hope that's not the case. So as we've been saying, we make choices as to how much we want to live in fear and how much we want to live in the moment, in the present. And I think we're going to have to continue to make these choices and make adjustments as we go forward. Um, let's see. Let's see. Um, ¿Cómo sigue tu ojo, Paco? Asks Jorge. Jorge, I need for you to come to Puerto Vallarta and just take care of my baby little eye. That's it. That's what it's going to happen. For your 50th birthday present, you come to Puerto Vallarta and you take care of me. Oh my goodness. Okay, so oh my gosh, Eric, it is so great to see you. It is so great to see you. I have not even had time to see what's going on with your beautiful Hotel Cuales. And I know that the restaurant has opened. And please give us an update as to what is going on with your project. I know that Bonito Kitchen has opened over there across the street from Encanto. But again, I haven't had a chance to be in that neck of the woods. But I think I'm going to be in your neighborhood on Monday when I make, I think all is, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Monday, I'm going to be mentalizing myself. I have been avoiding performance venues all this time. But Monday, I want to support my dear friend, Guda Gabor, on her first performance at Encanto. And if all goes well, I'm going to be there and I'll make it a point to stop by across the street to check out Bonito Kitchen and see how you guys are doing. So that's enough hellos for today. Let us get going with the news, which I don't want to do a lot of big news because I appreciate that we're all kind of distracted and recovering from yesterday. But here we go. Yes, you see his name on the headline. An interesting remark came from Mexico President Andrés Manuel López Obrador, where he acknowledged the fact that when he had a conversation with President-elect Joe Biden said that President-elect Biden acknowledged the fact that the COVID strategy seems to be better in Mexico than in the United States. Although he was also quick to say that this is not about comparisons, it's about human lives. Let me tell you the entire quote so that you can get a sense as to how this conversation went on. Lopez Obrador said that, told us that Biden said, we have been able to better deal with the pandemic, said our president. The call that I had with President Biden, we talked about it, and he acknowledged that that care, the COVID-related care, was better in Mexico than what was being done in the United States. President-elect Biden regretted that his advertisers, woo, his adversaries, talk about a Freudian slip. President-elect Biden said that he regretted that his adversaries were critical of the fight against the pandemic in Mexico. But he also said this is not about comparing, it is about human lives. So it is good to see that there seems to be a good rapport between our president and President-elect Joe Biden. Let us pray and hope for a continued nurturing relationship moving forward. A couple of days ago, actually more than a couple of days ago, I mentioned that this year, 2021, is an important year in terms of Mexico anniversaries and celebrations. We're going to celebrate the foundation of Tenochtitlan, which is where Mexico City was eventually built, and the ending of the independence. And we know that President Andrés Manuel López Obrador has said that we're going to have, I believe it's 12 important celebrations throughout the year, the first one being on February 14th. And he indicated that even though we have to deal with a pandemic and we have to continue to find ways to overcome it, this would not prevent our country from having these important celebrations taking place. As I told you when we talked about this, we talked about this on January 1st, I believe. We are going to be following these important celebrations so that we can get a better sense as to what Mexico history is all about in that regard. I also, we mentioned yesterday that more folks are moving forward and announcing their candidacy or pre-candidacy to the position of mayor of Puerto Vallarta, for which we will have elections later on this year. And another name has come forth. This would be the name of Marina de los Santos. Marina de los Santos is presently the person in charge of Puerto Vallarta's Department of Culture. So again, as I mentioned yesterday, we're going to start keeping track of who these characters, who these individuals are, what they bring to the table, what their promises are, and what party they represent, and ultimately what that means to the betterment of our city. We also found out yesterday about the ongoing problems that the regional hospital in Puerto Vallarta faces. And I need to clarify something over here. This is not necessarily directly related to COVID, but it is important to understand that there are public hospitals that are maintained by the state. And then there are other hospitals, like the IMSS hospital. It is a federal hospital. So as much as our state would like to improve the facilities are under the federal jurisdiction. So it becomes complicated to understand what's going on with public hospitals when we don't even know whether they are maintained by the state government or the federal government. The Hospital Regional or regional hospital is one of those hospitals that is supposed to be under the jurisdiction, from what I'm reading, and I could be wrong on this. Again, this is something that I'm just getting myself involved in. Well, actually, before we even get into who is responsible for the hospital, the bottom line is the hospital is very underappreciated, taken care of, and the regional hospital is one of those entities that have fallen prey to political campaign promises that have not been filled. In this other article about it, I see that there's a quote in this article that says the regional hospital represents all the empty promises from governors, deputies, and mayors who look at the problems in it, um, and make promises and then they don't fulfill them. So the bottom line is it is difficult to trust and understand these notions as to whether we have hospital beds or not, et cetera, without understanding what is going on with where the monies come from for these hospitals. So I will endeavor to continue to look at these bits of information and get a clearer sense as to what's going on with the hospital situation. As we know, this has very little to do with private hospitals. Let me take a quick look at your comments before we move forward to our leisurely and weather section. Let's see. Claude says, Paco, what a great example of how we, well, you say you, but how quick and possibly we can be in contact with COVID. We absolutely never know. We absolutely never know. But the same thing, I forgive me for repeating myself. We don't ever know when somebody's going to pick our pocket. We don't ever know when somebody's going to spill a drink on us while we're out and about. I mean, we never know. We never know. So it becomes important to decide how we want to live our lives. Jorge laughs at my chingaderas. That is so funny. Can they come with sauce? Angelica Vargas asks. I think you're referring to tamales. I think there are places where you can ask for them and they are served with sauce. Other places, when you get them to go, a lot of times you don't get sauce with them. But we'll get into tamales as we move forward. Absolutely. Let's see. Shungaraboom, baraboom, bam, boom. Luna, stop making noise. Oh, nice comment from Eric. Thank you very much. Bonito's doing wonderful. We have rebranded thanks to our amazing marketing team in CDMX. Oh, okay. So we are now joint hotel and joint co-work. Okay, so this is good to know. Thank you very much. I haven't looked at your website. You have an anticipated opening date of February 1st. I want to be invited. There you go. Paul, I'm not entirely sure if you're being straight-faced or cynical with your remark. Kindly elaborate if you want. Let's see what else we have. Well, I don't see any more cues in your comments. And so that means you don't have any questions. So, thank you, Eric. Thank you very much. I will definitely be looking at that later on today. So let us move into the weather section and continue forward. I know I'm forgetting something, but I have no idea what I'm forgetting, and hopefully it'll come back to me before the end of the broadcast today. In the meantime, it is warmer. Thank God. It's 24 degrees. It feels like 25. That would be 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity is low, 55%. And for our forecast, we can expect that today will be a mostly cloudy day with a high temperature of 27 and low temperature of 19. And tomorrow it'll be partly cloudy throughout the day. Of course, it'll be partly cloudy. It's the last episode of Star Trek Discovery. It's a cliffhanger. Of course, it's going to be partly cloudy. 27 degrees Celsius is the high temperature for tomorrow, low temperature 17. And Saturday, it'll be clear through the day with high temperature of 27 degrees and 17 degrees will be the low temperature. How about that? Now, let me go back over here and then let me actually ask you a question. Oh, your comment about the Malecón was a question, but I forgot to put the cue. So let me go look for that. Was this it, Matthew? I wonder if any of those pre-candidates to the mayorship will bring up something which I think would be of great benefit to PV, a northern extension of the Malecón. Okay, I have commentary about this. This has been mentioned as part of this whole business of having an extended bicycle path, extending the Malecón north through Cinco de Diciembre and so forth and so on is something that has been discussed in the past. I suppose it just boils down to available budget and priorities. So we will have to see exactly what is going to happen with these new candidates and what they bring to the table. Now, I want to show you an image and a photograph, actually, and I want to see if you recognize someone. Is there someone you know in this picture? Going once, going twice. I will give you a hint. It is this guy here and this guy here. These are two. Well, first of all, we are looking at an image of in Teotihuacan, just outside of Mexico City, the pyramids. And what we're looking at is none other than Quetzalcoatl. And we're going to talk about Quetzalcoatl today, primarily because we can, but I do have a specific reason. Quetzalcoatl, thank you very much, Matthew. Yes, Quetzalcoatl is a deity in the Aztec culture and literature whose name comes from the Nahuatl language, and the name means precious serpent or Quetzal, feathered serpent. Now, what does that mean? Well, we would have to look at a Quetzal. There's another image of the serpent with the feathers, but here is a Quetzal. A Quetzal is a beautiful, gorgeous forest bird that is characterized for its iridescent green feathers and very long feathers, as you can see from this photograph. And it is also the national emblem for Guatemala, a country that is just south of here. So you're probably wondering, why are we talking about Quetzalcoatl today? Well, first of all, because we can. It is a beautiful name. It is a name that is actually used in real life. I have a friend, at least one friend, whose name is Quetzalcoatl. And I don't know that I would call my baby Quetzalcoatl because it's difficult to pronounce. But it is an important name, and it is an important part of the Aztec mythology. Now, why did we bring it up? Well, because I ran into this fun headline. Apparently, there is such a thing as baby Quetzalcoatl competing with baby Yoda, who we talked about yesterday when we were talking about the Rosca, the three kings Rosca. And I caught this headline on one of the papers, and the subheading says, the stuffed animal is designed by a Russian designer, and it competes in social media with Baby Yoda, and it is available for sale on the internet. And I'm like, what? What the fuck? What is a person of Russian origin doing designing stuffed animals that have to do with Mexican mythology? So, needless to say, I went digging. The name of the designer is, where is it? I got a boom, bam, bim, bam, boom. It is a Russian woman called Ekaterina Gakman. And I figured, so what is Ekaterina Gakman doing selling baby Quetzalcoatls, and is this really the rage? So I went searching, as I like to do, and Ekaterina has an Etsy shop where she makes all these stuffed creatures, and they're not inexpensive. Have you any idea how much it costs to order your own baby Quetzalcoatl? There's a baby Yoda there. How cute is that? Then there are all these other creatures that must belong to the mythology of other countries. What do I know? But here it is. There it is. Where is it? Baby Quetzalcoatl, sometime before Christmas. Ah, there he is. Baby Quetzalcoatl will set you back 15,621 pesos. No, thank you. I'd rather have a new digital camera in case you were thinking this is what I want for my birthday. He's cute, but that's a lot of money to pay for a stuffed animal. So, I mean, if you have to have one, I will be sharing the link with you on the show notes. And you can decide whether you have to have your own baby Quetzalcoatl. But I will tell you this. Having the rare opportunity of seeing a Quetzalcoatl flying in real life, whether you've seen him at a, what do you call those, aviaries? Those environments where they keep birds, or whether you happen to see one in the wild, they are absolutely majestic. If you Google Quetzalcoatl on YouTube, chances are you will find at least one video showing a Quetzalcoatl in flight, and it is just a gorgeous thing to see. And indeed, the Quetzalcoatl's feathers were very much praised by the Aztecs, and they were used in some of their chingaderas that they wore. And in case you want to know more about Quetzalcoatl, the mythology of Quetzalcoatl, I am going to share an English article that I found here that has a really beautiful explanation of what Quetzalcoatl meant for. Oh, what? Oh dear! How did this guy find us? Good Lord. Okay, never mind. Quetzalcoatl, you can read all about Quetzalcoatl later on if you'd like. And let me see, what else do I have for you? Okay, I have this image that I wanted to share with you of our Mayor Davalos, with his team. They, of course, had a chance to share the Rosca de Reyes, and you can see several of them holding the baby Jesus. And yes, I know that I've been spammed, Eric, and I'm so much going to ignore that and get rid of that individual as soon as we're done with the broadcast. Fear not. I suppose we get spammed because we're doing good. Anyhow, I wanted to show you this image so that those of you that have seen our broadcast know that this is really something that we do for tradition. I may go to supermarket today and try to find myself a rosca anyhow, even if I was not able to share one with my friends yesterday. But you know, it's nice to see that our municipal government takes care of its own staff, and they had a good time with this ginormous rosca that they seem to have. And oh my God, we are totally being spammed. But again, no fears. We'll get rid of those things after we're done with the show. Hold on just a second. Let me kill that music. How do I kill that music? By getting rid of this ad. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. This is what I wanted to do. This other headline I wanted to show you today. We are constantly talking about taking good care of ourselves here at Coffee and Headlines, but we are not being specific. And since this continues to be something that I think should be very important to many of us, I found this really helpful article on Huffington Post that how do these people find us, and who on earth is this William Sanchez? No worries, we will get rid of him and we will shut him down and we will block him from this website, from our page, as soon as we're done with today's broadcast. Please ignore. Please ignore. So anyhow, 10 ways therapists are practicing self-care in 2021 is this article that I want to share with you today. And it has some really constructive ideas that therapists are doing to take care of themselves so that we can learn from them. One of them has to do with prioritizing rest. This one I love. I'm accepting that done is better than perfect. This one is very United States specific. The election is over. I'm unplugging. But the rest of these suggestions are very, very useful. I will very much invite you to take a look at this article that has to do with specific things we can do to better take care of ourselves. And the last headline that I would like to share with you today comes from the New York Times. And I'm going to sing a little bit. If you know this tune, you'll know what this headline is about. And the tune goes, doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. And that, of course, is none other than Beethoven's Fürelise. It is a short but very popular bagatelle piano piece that Beethoven composed. And it is one of those totally overplayed, underrated, beautiful pieces of music in the repertoire. And Igor Levit, who's a fantastic piano player, has broken it down and explains why Beethoven's Fürelise is actually a gorgeous piece of music. And it is unfortunate that it is not performed more in the concert hall. Why would I think you might find this article interesting? Well, because not only is he explaining the tune, but this beautifully put together article from the New York Times it's broken down by sections, and then it actually includes passages from the music. I'm sorry I'm driving you crazy by all this scrolling, but it is a long article. But then it has passages where you can look at the score and you can actually click on the musical samples. So I am purple with envy because this is how I'd love to be able to do music appreciation online. But of course, you get into copyright issues when you're playing segments of other people's music. But anyhow, I'm going to leave that headline with you so that you can take a look at it and enjoy it at your own leisure. And Wow, mega spam. Good Lord. Let me take a quick look at your comments so that we can end this broadcast and I can give this charming spammer the finger. Let's see. It's the serpent with wings. Absolutely. Yes. Um, Sherry says, I'm wondering if that beautiful green bird knows how to say what the fuck. I don't believe so. Well, from what I know, I don't think quetzales have the ability to mimic human voice like parrots and guacamayas can. Next year, they'll be hiding baby quetzalcoatls in the rosca. I hope not with all those feathers. That could be a messy bread to enjoy. Um, let's see. Um, I know I'm trying to keep my cool and not acknowledge, and I encourage you to do the same thing. Da, 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 da. Again, do not engage. Let's see. What else do we have? Sherry, I didn't mean to give you an earworm, but I suppose it's just happened. Thank you very much for that, Michael. Thank you for that report, Kathleen. Again, I'm still feeling a little edgy about going places, but I need to move on with my life as well. I don't want to miss out on some things. And again, everything seems to indicate that that I will be going to a show on Monday night. Matthew makes an interesting comment. As long as the composer is in the public domain, there not to be any problems. The problem, Matthew, has to do with the recordings themselves. The music can be in the public domain, but if, for example, I want to take a passage from a piece of music from a CD that I own or something that I took from the internet just to make a point, if that performance is not in the public domain, it raises flags with YouTube, and now it raises flags with Facebook as well. There is a website out there that has recordings that are in the public domain, and sometimes I've referred to those, and I will continue to do that. Jill Webb asks for tamale tips. We're going to come up with those, and we're certainly going to do it before the end of this month because that's when we're supposed to be shopping for tamales for Dia de la Candelaria. And let's see what else we have. Well, I see that we've gotten to the end of your comments, so we're going to wrap things up like this today. Once again, thank you so very much for all your comments about my eye. I think it's getting better. I don't think I have. Wow, some people just don't know how to quit. I think we're going to be doing better, and I'll keep you posted on that. And that's it. That's the end of this broadcast. I hope that you'll have a good day today. I hope that you'll stay calm, you'll stay kind, and you'll create paths for yourselves as I'm creating paths for myself to stay sane and stay healthy and stay happy and productive and take good care of myself in this new year. Have a great day. Tomorrow is Friday. We'll see what we come up with for tomorrow's show. But as always, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. Have a great day.